Been watching you doing a keynote, and you did talks about Brexit.
Yeah, I did. Yes, I mean, I tried to be as balanced as I could.
Yeah.
I mean, I did. I was a Remainer. I was doing debates for Remain, and what we've got to do now is we've got to try and make the best job of Brexit. I think there's no chance whatsoever it's going to fall down. I think we are going to leave. But it's really important that if we do leave, when we do leave, that we have as close a closer relationship with our European neighbours as possible. It's really important for our economy and the prospects of our economy in the future.
Yeah, and what I picked up on that when I was listening to you, which I think a lot of people that have probably voted, I'm not against people that have voted leave, but the farming community, could be a big blow to us, really, couldn't it?
Well, it could. I mean, I put down the Brexit vote by farmers down to one thing: the failure of the European Parliament to relicense glyphosate, which is Roundup. It's one of the safest chemicals we have, and the thought in the farming industry was, well, if they won't relicense that, they won't relicense anything, and it's these sort of things. But now, of course, that problem's being resolved. The scientists have come out and said it's not a carcinogen, and so it looks like it's going to get relicensed. Yeah. But it made the farmers think, well, how are we going to carry on doing what we do? Yeah. Now, the farming industry is actually potentially the most seriously affected, particularly if our government is so desperate to sign a free trade agreement with a country like Australia, New Zealand, Brazil, the United States, that it allows all this produce to come in, this cheap produce to come in, at the same point as we start paying tariffs to put our produce into Europe, which is our main export market, and at the same time as they're trying to reduce our direct payments. So, I mean, we're already losing money. Yeah. So, this is a very, very serious thing for agriculture.
Yeah, and it's how we, as an island, get over that and come up with ways of plugging that gap and finding ways of getting around it. But that really hit me, that one. That point really hit me. That.
But of course, that is the worst case scenario. It doesn't have to be like that. Yeah. But basically, we've got to make sure that our politicians, and we've got to hold them to account, and make sure they go down the path which is the best for Britain, and not the one that some of the more swivel-eyed, as I might say, Tory backbenchers would like us to go. We need people like David Davis to hold firm and look for a pragmatic and sensible compromise, and he's got to be willing to compromise so that we get a good deal with Europe.
Cool. So what do you see, just to finish off, because I know you've been talking for ages, so how do you think it's going to transpose, all this affect us in the long term? Do you think we'll adapt to it?
We'll have to adapt to it, but the less adaptation we need to do, the better. In other words, if we need to negotiate good access to the single market, and if we have to make compromises to do that, then we have to make compromises.
Okay. Well, thanks for your time today. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Cheers.